Good morning.
Good morning. Morning.
Isn't it exciting to be on stage? Isn't it fun? Being a public speaker, an international speaker, speaking in public or giving a speech is the most fun, exciting, and joyous thing to do for almost nobody. As public speaking is the biggest fear in the world.
Right.
Okay, behind the fear of dying. But wouldn't it be really, 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 really cool to be this public speaker? Wouldn't it be wonderful, oh, that's me, to be on stage and ditch that fear? And how to really amp up your game and to connect to your audience? And how can you do that? And how can your mind or the psychology behind it help you? Well, I brought some tips and tricks with you. And this is a few of them. But let's first dig into your minds. What's your dream? Where you're standing now? Perhaps you're already that wonderful, amazing speaker that is out there on stages making millions, Mr. Luna. Or perhaps you're that aspiring speaker, or you want to give that speech to your brother's wedding, but you don't know how to do it. And one day you want to become this Mr. Luna, or speak in a stadium like Mr. Tony Robbins, or just be an average TEDx speaker who gets no views on their talk. But don't we all want to hold the world in our hands? Don't we all want to be that international speaker like Bob, traveling the world, seeing 60 countries in 1 year? My God, oh, even flight attendants don't get that. But how to get there? Bob, you're better than a flight attendant, Bob. Actually, I told him he's the best. But a success mindset system I've been growing over the last, well, I think 28 years, and developing and growing and fine-tuning, like writing a book. And it can help you actually go from good to great. But it all started here. Let me take you back. This picture is taken. It is actually the first picture that was ever taken of me. It is February 20, 1972. Some of you weren't even born then. Agree. Thank you, Mr. Luna. This is the first picture of me. It was a mind-blowing day. It was actually a game-changing day. Because on February 20, 1972, I flew 33 hours into February 21st, 1972. And I was moved from this house where I lived with 30 plus siblings in one room with one heater, sleeping on the floor and sleeping, some of us who were lucky, sleeping with 10 children in one baby crib. But I was used to it. It was my home. It was my family. And suddenly, they put me in this big iron thing going up in the air, and 2 days later, I landed there. In a beautiful house with a bed, and some person, they said, "This is your dad. This is your mom. Oh, by the way, you have a brother and a sister too." And I thought, no, I don't. First of all, I have no clue what you're saying because I don't speak your language. Second of all, what is a bed? Because I don't know that. That food I also don't know. I was completely and utterly shocked. And nobody will believe me, especially not my husband, but for more than a month, I didn't speak. That is surprising, isn't it, for an international speaker? Especially for a woman speaker. I didn't speak out of shock. I didn't speak because I had no clue where I was. I didn't speak because I missed my brothers, my sisters. I missed the orphanage I was living in. And I didn't know what to do with this great thing. I slept on the floor every night, again and again. I took my blanket and I slept on the floor because that was the place I was known to. So fast forward, because this house gave me a home. It gave me a family. It added more brothers and sisters, not 30, but I got 5 siblings. And I got education, and I got a chance to play sports. And the sports I liked was field hockey. A lot of you won't know it, but it's like a thing with a stick and a little ball, and 22 crazy women run around it. I loved it so much that when I was 8 years old, I was this little ball girl picking up all the spare balls where there was this amazing game and my trainer was on the pitch. I looked at him and thought, wow, when I grow up, I want to be just like him. Inspiring, motivated, driven to be his best, but also always inspiring and giving to others. So I start training and doing everything I can to come in this national team because I wanted to play against Argentina. Because the Dutch game, women, Argentina, was the world game to be in. I trained hard. And Filippo, I think you can relate to this too. Because when you have a goal in top sports, there is only one thing: you want to be there. And just when I was about to enter the national team, on a Tuesday evening, 8:55, I ran full speed that way, and a girl a little bit bigger than me, which isn't surprising, went that way. I literally flew in the air, I landed on my neck, and everything went pitch black. I woke up in the hospital and there was this great, big, severe-looking guy, which I could only see from the corner of my eye because I was completely strapped into sort of plastic orange blocks, and there was tape all around me. He bent over me and he said, "Joyce, you will never, ever walk again because your neck is broken. You will be in a wheelchair for the rest of your life, and I give you 99% sure of that." Ho, wait a minute, that's not true, because I promised myself to play against Argentina, so this can't be true. Sorry, lady, you have a concussion, go to sleep, don't be foolish, accept the fact, and I'll talk to you in the morning. He came back the next morning. So, how have you been? Well, laying here, looking at the ceiling. But I have a question for you, sir. That 99% chance, is that true? He said, "Yes, it is." "That's good. That is fantastic." And he was like, "Sorry, what?" "Well, if you say I have a 99% chance of never ever walking again, I decide right here, right now, I'll be your fool and I take the one. Because I still have to play against Argentina." Fast forward 6.5 years, a lot of fights, a lot of falling, dreaming, pain, sorrow, tears, laughter too, and a huge fight with this man. I stood there on a field hockey pitch with my arms to my back. Oh no, I had one here. Listening to the national anthem because I was in the World Series playing against Argentina. Now, why do I tell you this story, and what does it have to do with you connecting with your audience? Well, let me tell you something. Your audience, like you have today, we have to adjust every single time after each speech to another speaker, to another story, to another inspiring theory that we really, really want you to remember. But you know what? It takes time. Our brain needs time to actually process it. So give them time to process it. And we have a lovely MC today that gives you time and space to acclimate, but also gives us an opportunity to be introduced like we're something. And it gives you, your brain, time to actually glide into it. So your introduction is really important. Write your introduction for the MC always with care. How do you want your audience to glide into your speech? What do you want them to remember? What do you want them to warm up to? Because that is really, really important. Your message is as strong as you are. You need resilience, you need flexibility, you need nuts, stamina and health. You need Philippus, force and power. You need Bob's knowledge. You need the wits and grits of the two funny guys that had the ABC, which I completely recall because that's what I learned in school. But where do we start? As a top sport athlete, we start with this. The J stands for joy. You need to have joy and full passion in everything you do. Because if you're standing here faking that you like it, your audience will feel it. They won't connect with you. It goes there in that or era. M is for motivation. You have to be completely, like I was in the hospital, motivated by your dream. Where do you want to go to? What do you want to achieve? What do you want to give to your audience? If you're not fully and utterly motivated with every single cell of your body, then they will feel it. They will know it, and you will feel it too. The SE stands for self-esteem. And self-esteem can grow into self-confidence. And if any of these three are lacking, or if any of these three are down at one point in time, which could be, then your performance will go down. But if you work hard on all three of them, you can elevate your performance or the result that you get. So never ever focus on changing the performance if you're not changing your motivation, your joy, and your self-esteem. Now here is something that we do in top sport. I'm a top sport coach too. And besides being a top sport athlete in field hockey, I have been doing some acro diving too, which is doing these crazy stunts out of a board, diving into the water and hoping and praying you'll be fine. But what we've learned over all these years is that these 5 elements are absolutely crucial. You need to have all the technical skills to perform a good dive, be a rugby player, or actually perform as a professional speaker. What skills do you need, and in which skills can you improve yourself? Ask yourself that question. Tactical. Tactical is really important. How will you play the game? What is your speech about? Is your speech to inspire? Is your speech to educate? Is your speech to motivate others? Or do you want to sell with your speech? What is the purpose of your speech? What's your audience expecting? All these questions you can put into tactical. Then there's the physical component. Well, so fortunate for me, we have Nat here in the room because she covered it all. I don't have to go, I only have 11 minutes left, so I don't have to do that because she did it so well. I don't have to do that anymore. The only thing I sometimes use is a 777. 7 hours of sleep, a 7-minute workout. If you can't do a workout, at least do something. And in what intensity is your state of mind capable of is exactly what Nat was telling us. And the other is 7 glasses of water a day. If you do at least that, your physical ability will be at a decent level. Your mental capabilities are really crucial. And here is where the success mindset system kicks in. And here is where your brain actually will feed your body. Because you know what? We can trick our body. We can trick our brain. That is so cool. As a cognitive psychologist, I really love to be able to teach you the tricks of the brain. Can you think of something you really, utterly, totally like? If it's food, if it's a person, if it's just something you've experienced, can you think of that? Just close your eyes for a second and think of that one food or that one moment or that one person that you really liked so much. Can you taste the food already? Can you smell it? Do you feel your body? Do you feel that energy? And if you would stand up proud, your shoulders back, your head up high, and you could take on the world. Now let's switch for a minute and think of the worst thing, the baddest mistake you've made, or the worst food you can imagine. Just do it, just for fun. Close your eyes and try to imagine that particular moment in time. Now, how do you feel? It's different, isn't it? Because the brain does not distinguish reality from real, and from inventions, or from dreams, or from events that happened in your past. That we can use, because there will always be a day when you're not awake, or when you're tired like Bob, when you're having keynote after keynote after keynote, you're jet-lagged, you're tired, your body says, please go to sleep, don't do any more of Nat's dances. But you have to go on that stage and perform. Use this trick. Go back into your memory to that one moment in time where you felt proud, like I was when I heard that national anthem. Take that with you, take that strength and go on to stage. And then there is the cognitive ability. Sorry to burst your bubble, but it could well be that your brain isn't up to it. You can do and prepare anything you want, but if your brain isn't up to it, your cognitive ability isn't coping with it, sorry, won't work. But the good news is, we have some exercises for you to actually train your brain. How cool is that? Would you like that? Okay, we'll do it later. Because this is something really important. I really would like you to know this. Did you know that with one movement of your hand, you can literally blow your entire speech? Who knew? One person in a room, yay. That's already one more. Congratulations to you, ma'am, because you're the first audience to actually know this. Your brain and my brain are mirrored. You see me in mirroring. So if I am a left to right reader, for me this is my past and this is my future. But would I say to you, well, if you implement this system, you will grow from good to great? Your brain will say, no, ma'am, that's not correct because you're pointing towards my past. Because if you look closely at the audience, your past is over there. And your future is over there. So if ever you're on stage, remember to mirror your hand gestures with those of the audience, because one hand gesture can make you sound and look completely incredible. Or it can make you and break you. System. Once you're on stage, there is a system you can use, and I brought it for you. Stance. Whatever you do, make sure you stand correctly. You can help your brain, your posture, be more effective on stage. If I would stand like this, First of all, I would be absolutely not received as credible. But second of all, my brain would think, what is she doing here? Go home, do something else. And all these hormones will start to build up in my body, and I will feel weaker and weaker and miserabler and miserabler. So stance and posture is really important. I always say your unique self. Be true to who you are. Don't play a game, don't do an act, just be plain you. The more authentic you are, the more your audience will feel you. If you are like really true to who you are, and you do like, no, acting movements, I've done that, I've been on stage, I've been an actor, it doesn't work. Being a public speaker means being you, and being true to your values, your norms, true to who you are. And giving that back to your audience, because that makes a connection. Storytell. If I would have told you the story, like, I lived in an orphanage, I was sticking to the Netherlands, grew up in a nice family, tried to play hockey, broke my neck. Oh yeah, by the way, after 6 years, I played for the field hockey world champions. Would that stick to you? Would that story have touched you, have moved you? Probably not, because there was a film in my head. I could see all the colors, but you couldn't, because my words are vague, are swallow, are nothing. They are empty for you. So color your story with emotions, true emotions, but also picture the picture. Show them what you want to show. Tell them with your words or tell them in the picture. Tonality. Tonality is really important, because with tonality you can stretch the message you want to say. You can stand here, be silent, because everything you say before the silence will be emphasized by the silence. Being a public speaker and being silent, that sounds strange, but it will actually help you. If I would tell you a story and it goes on and on and on and on and on like this, and I would do this for half an hour, then probably your brain will think, what the heck is this woman doing? And you just will sort of fall asleep. So tonality also will break the pattern. Actually, do you know what differs us from pigeons? Is that the attention span of a pigeon nowadays is bigger than ours? It's tough. It's tough. And you, as a speaker, has to keep up with this. You, as a speaker, has to make sure that that attention stays with you. So you can do that by either lowering your voice and make it real quiet. Or you can be active and be like Bob and say, just come here, because I've done this. I know this, 27 years of experience. Or you can do it with true emotions, like our president did. Thank you for showing us that, because that is the biggest gift you can give an audience, being so true and vulnerable. So I applaud you for that. But all the tonality makes or breaks your speech. Eye contact. Who of you was ever taught to look over the audience? Because that is a myth. Please, don't do that. Because if you look over the audience, it looks like you're looking for something behind there. Oh, they're making a picture in the back of the room. That's really interesting. But there is no connection here with us. And don't do it like that, because that looks like a schizophrenic woman. It's also not good. Try to finish a sentence and speak directly to the person, and give them the gift of your sentence. And then you move on, and you give somebody else the gift of your sentence, and you get a blink back. So eye contact makes people feel seen, and the basic thing people want is to be heard and to be seen. And they are there for you, so give them and grant them that opportunity. And the last thing is move. move up and down the stage. If I would stand here and do this and just talk, it would be boring, and then we get the pitch and story again and nobody wants. After you come off stage, walk your talk. Everything you've said on stage should be reflected off stage. And not only the 20 minutes, the hour or 2 hours you're still in the room, but also on your social media. Reflect what you're saying. Everything you do, especially nowadays, I was luckily born in an age before social media. My God, I'm so glad I was a teenager before even handheld mobile phones were there and people could film everything you've done. That's really good that they weren't there. But nowadays, everything is put on film. Everything is put on social media. Every picture is taken. So make sure that what you do here, advocate here, you do out there. Because then there is a true connection. So if I can give you some takeaways, oh my gosh, I have 2 seconds. Look at the input and not at the outcome. Take the bigger picture and see where you can improve yourself. Your message is as strong as you, so make a PTL, this positive trigger list. Develop your speaker success mindset. Breathing techniques or dance with Nat. And train your brain. Train your brain to be the best. And when you're on stage, use the psychology of the system to actually improve your speech and the connection you have with your audience. With the speaker success mind system, failure is not an option. That's what I always say everywhere in the world. And I know for sure it's a fact because I live and breathe and do this every single day. It is what kept me out of that hospital onto the pitch. And it's what kept me literally alive because I've died, went to heaven, had a near-death experience, but I'm still here, breathing, laughing, and having fun every single second. Now, I promised you, I have some gifts. If you go to this URL, the whole presentation, but also how to make a positive trigger list. And this is a world premiere, especially as dedication for the whole PAPS team, as a thank you, I made a new ebook on success mindset system. You are the first to get it in the world for free. Go to the URL, you can download it for free, but this is my thank you for the Philippines. And actually on social media, people are bragging and begging and begging, give it to me. And I said, no, you have to wait, because the Philippines are first, because I am so grateful and honored to be here. Now, is there anyone curious about how to train your brain? Yeah, somebody wants to know a secret on how to do this? Then I would like to ask you to stand up. And sorry, Lloyd, I overdo my time. Feet hip wide. A little bit bending in the knees. Back straight up. And then you can make a nice fist forward. And the fist should be right up. Then you take your hand, the other one, and place it against your chest. Do you have that one? So the fist is forward, the hand is there. And now you just switch them. And then there is the other fist forward. And if you do that, you can do that into your own pace. If it really goes well, you do it like on one feet, even on high heels. Try to do that. Or you can sing a song. You can walk around. You can jump up and down. Try it. You can do it. As well, if you do this for 10 minutes a day, I can assure you that your memory, your focus, and your brain functions will improve by 30%. Every day, 10 minutes. You want one more, the last one? Okay, who knows the Facebook Live? Double Facebook Live, just do it. Pretend like you know this is the best conference ever. Yeah, okay, let's do this. Facebook Live. Yeah, goes well. We make it a little harder.
Instead of the Facebook Live, we hide. For the introverts, we hide them.
So loud. And then we do the same. And back, and back, and back. Okay, and now can you switch from Facebook Live to introvert? Switch. Really well. You're the best audience, but now take it one notch up. One Facebook Live, and there we go. Left hand switch, left hand switch. You can do it. I know you can. Come on, guys. Train your brain. And now one hand up, the other hand up. Stamp with your feet and clap as hard as you can. Because that is your applause. This is an induced standing ovation for you. Thank you so much.